right, guys, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, January 23rd. Golly, this month is just flying by. Young ladies, I'm excited to have you both on. You have not been on this show before, and you guys got some big, cool stuff going on. So if you wouldn't mind, let's go down the line. Please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
I am Cynthia Nelms. I'm the owner of Ravishing Designs if I can. We are promoting today the Bridal and Quince Expo happening this Sunday, January 29th. We hope everybody comes. It's going to be a great turnout, we're hoping, and we've got a lot of great things going with this right now.
Outstanding. Let me get to you too.
I'm Tina Fuentez, and I'm the owner of Sweet Fountainz Bakery, and I am also partnering with Cynthia for this Bridal and Quince Expo.
And you guys have been working on this really hard for a long time, because this is not a little rinky-dink show here. Like, you guys are going all out on this. You have tons of models. You have tons of outfits. Talk to me a little bit about, for a dumb boy like me that doesn't really know much about bridal or you said that way cooler than me.
Quince
Expos. For a boy like me that doesn't know a whole bunch of stuff about that, what is a show like that, or what can people kind of expect from it?
Well, we are going to have a fashion show at 2 o'clock that you will be in.
Yes, ma'am.
We will have that. Lots of vendors, lots of new vendors. So, when Tina came to me with this idea, it's funny you said a long time. We had a month and a half.
Oh, so man, you guys are pretty incredible then. That's, for somebody that hosts an event every now and then, that's not a lot of time at all for something like this.
No, it's not. And the whole idea was really trying to connect small businesses with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we've discussed this 100 times. Victoria's got a lot of people in there, and there's a lot of us who do the same thing, and we're inviting all these people to come and get together. And this is the whole idea, is trying to really build us as a community and have people wanting to come here to do things with us. And
yes,
that's
ma'am.
Kind of what we've taken off with.
Well, I think that's spectacular. One of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing over about, I'd say like the last 2 years, has been small businesses, taking care of small businesses, and really trying to do, just like you said, work together, and many hands make for light work, and the more we join forces, the bigger of a footprint we can make. And yeah, wow, that is really fast, a month and a half. And and you mentioned, I am one of your tuxedo models for this thing, and so but you guys have also, one of the neat things when I was in the meeting room with you guys is you really had just all sorts of everybody in there. There were young, old, in between, all over the place, and you guys had a wide assortment of community members in here to be models and to model these local vendors and their products and all of that stuff. And so that was pretty cool to see, and you guys are taking it serious, because you were giving us all of our directions, and we better show up and make it look right, or we're gonna get in trouble.
Well, I worked for the symphony for nearly a decade, so doing event coordinating is not new.
Yes, ma'am.
Now doing something where it's just myself and somebody else, that's new, because you have a crew of people, and
it's just two of us.
Let me tell you.
So are you gonna take a deep breath and just maybe go on a little cruise or something when this is over? You seem like you've earned it. No, right back to work. Huh?
I wish, yeah. But it's pretty exciting because we have over 68 vendors. We have people from Rockport, Sinton, Corpus, El Campo, Cuero, Goliad, and it's like I told Cynthia, Victoria and the Crossroads areas, we can cater to all these people, and I told her, I said, one of the main things I want to focus on is I want to open up to anybody and everybody, not just one bakery, not just one photographer. There's plenty to go around in this area and help each other out, because one person can't do it all. So, we've had some great vendors, new businesses that have reached out to us, and we're excited about.
Well, I like the whole iron sharpens iron thing, and I think that shows a lot about who you all are to open up the floor to competitors. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I think that shows a position of strength, and I think it shows a position of kindness, and I think that's a good thing, and I think the world's better for it, because it's like you said, if high tide raises all ships, and if we're all prospering and doing better, then we're all prospering and doing better.
Absolutely.
And so, ladies, I appreciate you. What am I forgetting? How can people get tickets? Do you all need sponsors still? If they want to come watch this, or if they can't come but they want to help you guys out, how can they do so?
So you can, pre-sale tickets, you can get them at Sweet Fountainz Bakery or Sweet Occasions, or you can buy them at the door that day. We have an email address. We do have a few 10 by 10 vendor spots still open. You can either email us at bridalquinceexpo@yahoo.com. You can call the bakery. You can go by the bakery. Our girls are instructed. They know what to do. But as far as sponsors, Victoria really reached out, and
it was great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
The response was almost overwhelming. I mean, very appreciative. Don't get me wrong, but it was fabulous. I mean, you could just really see that this community has been missing something.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can't tell you how many times I think we've been thanked for stepping up and doing this. It's great. I'm just excited for not just ourselves, but more excited for these vendors and these models who have been missing, style shows, or it's just an overwhelming of appreciation.
It's nice to have it here local instead of having to drive to, because I know like Corbett's just had and people are getting in their cars and driving 2.5 hours to go to something that we can host right here locally and do it just as well, and so. Great job, ladies. I think that's phenomenal what you're doing. Thank you for being crazy enough to think that I could walk out there in a tux and not get tossed off the stage. I'm grateful for that too, And if you want to toss me, just let me finish. I'll get out of there. We'll be good to go. Anything I'm forgetting?
So I think we want to touch a little bit about scholarship. What
yes,
our plan
please
is
do.
with this
Absolutely.
scholarship. Again, Tina had this in her heart to come, and she knew she wanted to start a scholarship fund, a trade scholarship in particular.
Outstanding. I like the trade school stuff.
And I said, hey, I used to work for a junior college. I think I can help you do this, So,
Networking.
now we've built this amazing curriculum, wanting to help the public back. This was never the intent of, hey, how can we make a quick dollar? It was more, we want to stay on the platform of we're helping vendors succeed, we're helping models, makeup artists, sponsors, and now what more can we do to take it a step further? And
Grow through giving.
so that's what we're doing.
Outstanding. Well, wow. Great job. Great job, ladies. I love the giving stuff. Like, I think it's awesome. And the trade schools in particular, people give a hard time to plumbers or electricians. And these guys are making $75 to $99 an hour and have no debt. And you're wrong if you're laughing at those guys.
Yeah, because
one, you need them. And two, they're probably doing better than you are.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And we need them to make the world keep going.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for recognizing that. We appreciate you. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor and we'll be right back, guys. I love the taste of the holidays. And when I'm in the mood for a warm-up, I order a cup full of cozy chicken tortilla soup. It's hearty, spicy, and creamy. These holiday menu items are only available for a limited time. Good thing I already ordered mine on my Chick-fil-A app through team member delivery. All right, guys, we are back with our next guest, and this is a special one for me because we have heroes in this community, we have heroes in this town, and all too often they're overlooked and not recognized the way that they should be. And we want to make sure we do that and honor them. I personally had the firefighters show up at my house and help me when my son had a seizure. And it meant a lot, There's certain people that run towards the sound of violence or gunshots or house fires or all of these things. And I think we become preconditioned to where we don't realize what is happening and the risks that they take, and these people still have to go home to their families, and they have people at home that love them and wait on them to come home, and all too often they're running into a dangerous situation to save a total stranger. And I just wanted to bring in, you know what, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with today.
Chief Tracy Fox with the Victoria Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here. It's always a pleasure working and serving the community with you.
Well, you guys do a phenomenal job, and like I said, very briefly, I had my deal. People have heard me say, my son had a seizure. We called in, and in less than 5 minutes, Cavalry came rolling in, and they were ultra pros. They had me at my worst. They found me,
Sure.
My son was seizing, and it was terrible. It was the worst thing I'd ever
Terrifying.
seen. And they handled it, and they handled me,
Yep.
and they did a great job. And that's not even why we're here today. I just wanted to one more time, I will never miss an opportunity to tell them thank you. But we had an incident, not we, but Victoria had an incident back in November that some real heroics were displayed kind of across the board by some of our heroes in this community. And I wanted to bring you in to talk a little bit about that. And so if you wouldn't mind, can you take us back to November 9th and tell us a little bit about what happened?
Absolutely, be happy to. And like you said, real heroes that day, and it's shown through. Yeah, on November 9th, in the early morning hours, we got a call for a structure fire off of Lone Tree Road. And as normal, police officers are out and about in the community, and they responded very quickly. When they arrived, they found a trailer house on fire, and there were obviously several people in the house. There were several bystanders trying to assist people and kids getting out. Luckily, a couple kids were able to get handed out through a window or pulled out through a window by bystanders and police officers, but there's still family members left in the house, the mom, the dad, and another child. And, heroically, several police officers entered the structure and saved the mom. At this time, the fire department was responding. Fire department got on scene really quickly just after the police officers had pulled the mom out of the structure. She was severely burned and had significant smoke inhalation injuries. But they relayed to the firefighters that, hey, there's two more in there, dad and another little girl are in the structure. You could very clearly see on the body cam footage that the fire was growing and getting bigger. Our firefighters, Lieutenant Payne and our firefighter Cody Montes, went into the structure without hesitation, without the protection of a hose line. They rescued the father. They were able to pull the father out and hand him to the police officers out the front window of the building. They knew there was a little girl still inside, back closer to the fire. They rushed to the rear of the structure and found this young little girl, 10 years old, and pulled her out of this fire, and she has survived and is doing well. She had significant injuries, really significant injuries, but she is doing well, she is recovering, and she's gonna have a great life.
Well, so much to unpack there, and those type of stories hit me different now that I do have a son and a toddler at home, because I can identify and I feel that. And that hose thing that you talked about, how did you word that? That they went in without a hose line?
So typically, firefighters, when we go into a house fire, we take in a water hose, so we can extinguish the fire. In this situation, there just wasn't enough time to get that hose out and ready to go in, so they risked their lives. They put their life at significant risk, knowing that they weren't going to have that protection. They weren't going to have that safety line to even get out.
That's what I was going to say. It also helps you guys backtrack when you can't see to get out as well.
It also helps us backtrack to get out. And they had to go very far into this house to find that little girl. She was right next to where the fire had begun, and the fire was growing. And they had to push all the way to that and grab her and bring her out the residence.
Yeah, I just don't even have words for that, because my understanding is they did some fire or wall scaling, where they were going down the walls to keep themselves.
They're going in blind, and that's the other thing is it was zero visibility, high heat conditions, meaning we wear this very expensive protective equipment, and they're still feeling this massive heat on them.
Well, we did an episode. You guys were gracious enough to let us a while back come and do a Meet Victoria episode on the fire department, and we got to do a very, very small amount of you all's training. And that gear that you talk about, it's hot by itself.
It's hot by itself.
And
yes.
I'm a sweater, and I put that stuff on it about 6 times. You guys came over and, hey, is he okay? Is he gonna make it through this? Because I was sweating, and a very small portion that we did with you all when we went into that little firehouse and all of that. You guys kept me in a back safe corner while they put this out, and it was still hot, and it was and I was safe and off in a different place, and I don't think people can fully fathom what it is we're talking about if they've never been there, because it's hot and it's nasty and you can't breathe and all those things. And the fact that they went in there without hesitation and just rushed it. And I know Payne, he was one of the guys in the episode that helped me rappel down and stuff. And you guys took me out, you rescued me out of a window and rappelled down. And it's not easy. It's not easy to get an incapacitated human up and up.
Very much so.
That, for lack of better terms, that dead weight is heavy. And trying to lift them under all those conditions and get them out a window, and it just, I have no words. And I want to make sure we also honor the PD officer, those guys that showed up there too, because I didn't even find out till today that they were first on scene and got in there. And it's another sign of how you all work together to save the community. And I thank you so much for coming in. I just really want to, we've got something special coming for those guys that we'll be coordinating with you soon. We'll do a little something together. But we got something special coming their way to honor them and to say thank you from the community, because they've really earned it. And we're grateful that we have people that without hesitation will rush towards dangerous situations to save us.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that. Is there anything that I'm forgetting to let them know about you guys, or anything?
No, what I want to let them know, the community know, and is thank you. We're very blessed to have people like you in this community, and our community supports our first responders like no other, with Field of Honor and different things. We're just very extremely blessed in Victoria to be so supported and so encouraged by our community, and we love being part of the community.
Well, it's because of things just like this. We call in for help and you guys show up, and thank you. That does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. And so, again, I was a recipient of it, and I will just, my dad's a cop, so there's that natural rivalry between the cops
for
and the
sure.
firefighters. But
For sure.
I will always be in you guys' corner now because, like I said, when I picked up the phone and called 911, you guys came.
Yep.
And so thank you so much for that. Guys, make sure you support our fire department. Stop by there, talk to them, let them
Yeah,
shake their hands. They'll if you got a little one, swing by. I mean, make sure they know you're coming, but swing
No,
by.
you
They'll
just
show.
drop in.
They'll
Just drop in. Just drop in.
There you go. They'll show them the trucks. They make it a special deal, and they'll. Your kids can see what heroes look like. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Awesome. Looks like my Chick-fil-A delivery has arrived. Guys, I'm gonna dig into this, but don't forget this is only available for a limited time, so get yours ordered today.
All right, guys, welcome back. Got some more heroes in here today. We're excited. The Victoria Police Department always does an amazing job of outreach. That's one of the favorite things about them is you don't really have to go look for them because they're out there serving the community and really trying to interact with the community. And so for the people that don't know you all, I just told them who you were here with, but if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourselves.
My name is Lauren Moe. I'm the Public Safety Community Affairs Manager for the City of Victoria.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm John Turner, Victoria Police Department Community Engagement Officer.
Well, before we go any further, I'm going to stop like I always do and tell you thank you because you guys make it real easy to sit right here and do this job because every time I reach out to you on a professional level, you guys are always all over it. You're great to deal with. It makes it easy. And then on a personal level, you guys do an amazing job too. I had a recent interaction with PD lately the other day because I went through a stop sign and they were there and they got me. But they were very cool about it and it was,
Well, I'm glad to
I
hear
was
that.
the one that did it. It was all on me, and that's what I told him I wouldn't have done it if I would have seen him. But but even when you guys, when I screw up and get stopped that way, even then you guys were awesome, and he handled himself like a pro. He was ultra
Good.
cool. And it was a good experience. But we're not here to talk about me running stop signs today because I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
By the way,
Unless when they're watching, right?
yes, yeah, I wouldn't have done it if I saw him. He was just sneaky. So anyway, but you guys, as always, you have a ton of cool stuff coming up. So you start wherever you want to. You guys lead us off and tell us which one you want to talk about first.
I think we'll start with the
Yeah.
Civilian Police Academy.
Let's do it. My mom went through that.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
she
She
did.
actually hosted one of the classes.
Yeah, she did. That's why I hadn't gone yet because my mom did it way cooler than I probably could, And so, but anyway, I'm sorry. Tell me about it.
Well, it's an 11-week program, and it's geared toward people that are interested in police work, how the Victoria Police Department operates. They get a behind-the-scenes look at the police department and actually get to experience some of the training that officers go through.
And you guys really mean that. Like it's not one of these deals where they just sit in a classroom and shoot a fake gun or something like that. Like there's field training and they do
Very
ride-alongs
interactive,
and all of that, correct?
You're right. We try to do a hands-on part on each classroom portion. Okay, so you're not going to sit there in class and just listen to somebody lecture. You're actually going to participate. Some of the more popular hands-on things are the crime scene unit. They'll actually walk you through a mock crime scene, show you how they do things. We'll dust for fingerprints, things of that nature. We do a building search. All right, some of our SWAT guys will come out and teach you how to search buildings, and you can practice at home if you'd like. It's a lot of fun. We have role players as well with our Civilian Police Academy Alumni Association. And they're nice and gentle at first during the building searches, but by the end of it, it's like an adult haunted house. I mean, you got people popping out everywhere,
Yeah.
shooting at you, things of that nature. We also have firearms. Everybody loves firearms.
Yes, sir.
Spend a full day or half a day out there at the firearms range.
The traffic stop. I know a lot of
Traffic
people
stop.
like.
I forget about the traffic
mock
stop,
traffic
yes.
stop. That's one of the more popular ones too.
Well, and it's a lot of people like to armchair quarterback police, and I know what they do, and you really don't until you kind of get out there and see the buoys you guys are trying to keep it between as you go, and walk that line of protecting, but then also making sure you guys do everything the way you're supposed to, and all of that, and because I think people sometimes hold you guys up to an unfair. Well, I know they were supposed to do this, so they were supposed to. Well, you actually don't know, and you have no clue what you're talking about, and you should come spend time in a civilian police academy because your eyes will be opened a little bit.
Or they can do a
It's
ride
free.
along.
And it's free, yes, and a ride along is also available. You can ride along with a police officer. It's a lot of fun. I think it's an eye-opening experience for everybody that goes through it. It just builds that understanding.
Well, I think you're exactly spot on with that because I know back when my mom was married to my dad and he was highway patrol, she was married to law enforcement for a long time, and then when she went through later the Civilian Police Academy, she said, wow, even then my eyes were open, because even being married previously to law enforcement, until she started doing the ride-alongs and stuff like that, like she didn't know. Like she thought she knew, but she didn't know. And she's like, there was spooky, sketchy calls sitting out there where I'm just sitting there like, this is spooky and I don't like this. And she's like, those officers never missed a beat, and they never batted an eye. They went right in where they had to. And she's like, there was a couple times I just held back because I didn't want to go, and it was sketchy stuff, but they didn't hesitate, you know. And so I appreciate that you guys kind of are pulling the curtain back a little bit and letting people see that, and that you guys are human as well, you know. And so no, thank you. That I have not met a person yet that has gone through that class and didn't come out and say it was spectacular.
I guarantee
I was
you're going to
just gonna
learn
say the same
something.
thing, yeah.
You're going to learn something.
Yeah, everybody. And did y'all adjust the length of it? Did it used to be a little longer, a little short? Did y'all mess with the structure of it, or is it still kind of the same program it's been?
It's about the same length. We tried 10 weeks, we tried 12 weeks. 12 weeks may have been a bit too much. 11 seems to be the perfect amount of time, because there's just so much information. We've been asked to reduce it a little bit, but
And how many days a week is it once it kicks off?
It's on Tuesdays between 6 and 9, and we do have 2 Saturday classes.
Okay.
Building searches and firearms.
I got you. How can people, if they want to sign up for that or get registered, how do they do so?
Well, they can give us a call, 485-3808. Shoot us an email at policeceu@victoriatx.gov, or they can go to our website and look up programs and events, and then Civilian Police Academy is one of them.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for doing that again. I cannot recommend that. One of these days when my schedule slows down just a little bit, I'd like to go through that, and because I'm sure there's things I think I know that I have no idea on, and I'm not nearly as smart as I think I am. So yeah, I'd love to do that, and thank you for sharing. And then you also have you guys have all sorts of things. So the floor is yours, young lady. Tell us about
Well,
it.
thanks. So back in, I believe, April of 2022, we kicked off a new program called Lunch and Learn, and that gives our residents an opportunity to come out and get a free meal, but also learn and interact with officers and first responders. So it has grown, I guess, much to our surprise. We weren't quite sure how it was going to work out. Our first session, we had about 18 people, and then just the other day, we had 49 people.
Wow.
So it's word of mouth. I mean, we put it on Facebook. We have it on our website, also victoriapd.com. But it's just grown exponentially, and it's free, 100% free. Next session, we're going to be talking about financial crimes and scams. That was at the request of our attendees. It's geared towards them, so they let us know what they would like to learn about, and then we just help bring all of that together. We also, the fire department also provides free health screenings, which back in November we had Diabetes Awareness Month, and we had A&M.
Healthy South Texas.
Yes, which they're housed out of the health department, and they were providing some glucose testing, and one of our attendees came back being diabetic, and
Had no idea.
he had no idea, and so it was a great moment, not for him to get help, but for those paths to cross. And so it's just been a really fun program for us. So it's every month. We do it the third Wednesday of each month from 11 to 1 at the community center. And again, it's free. Anybody can come out.
No, that's outstanding, and I didn't even know that you had all those additional things like the health screenings and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool stuff. And again, I appreciate that you guys actually take the time to say, hey, if you want to meet us, here we are. Let's go talk about it. Let's go, because a lot of people's perceptions are not necessarily reality, and if they would just take that little step and walk over there, you guys are pretty awesome, so yeah, we definitely appreciate you. So those lunch and learns is when again?
The third Wednesday of every month. Some dates have changed due to the availability of the community center, but it's all on our website at victoriapd.com.
Perfect. And then you got something else going on, a little bike rodeo, it looks like.
Yes,
what is a bike rodeo? Tell me all about it.
So our first bike rodeo of 2023 is going to be partnered with Christ Kitchen, and it's going to be March 4th at Christ Kitchen, and that will be in combination with Environmental Services, who's going to be doing the Queen City cleanup.
Outstanding. Well, guys, you guys are just all over it, and thank you again. Anytime we can ever back your play or whatever, you let us know, and make sure you extend. We had the firefighters on in the last segment, and then I didn't even know that PD was also involved in that rescue, and so
It's truly amazing. The whole situation.
and like I said, you firefighters and cops always give each other. It's kind of like the military branches. They all pick on me because I was Air Force, and so they all like to pick on us. But when it's time to handle business, we join arms and we take care of it. And you guys do the same thing. And so I appreciate you all for it. Anything I'm forgetting before I let you guys go?
I don't have anything else.
I think it's about it for now.
Well, we look forward to having you on again. Come come and talk about the bike rodeo when we get a little bit closer. And again, thank you for all that you guys do in the community, and thank you for being so easy to work with. It's greatly appreciated. Guys, we'll be right back.
I'm David Murphy with Chick-fil-A Victoria. Chick-fil-A made its debut in Victoria, Texas way back in 1980 with our first restaurant in Victoria Mall. 20 years later, our first freestanding location opened at Whispering Creek. Fast forward another 20 years and our licensed location opened inside the UHV University Commons. Next is our biggest endeavor yet, a massive new restaurant taking up an entire city block on Rio Grande. When it opens, we will have grown our Chick-fil-A Victoria family from 20 team members back in 1980 to more than 250 dedicated and caring people who are proud to serve our guests and community by building lasting relationships and creating unforgettable experiences. It is our pleasure to serve you, Victoria.
All right, guys, we are back with a new segment that I am super excited about. The Meal of the Week, brought to you by the Chop and Block Victoria. I don't think it gets any better than this. I'm super excited. I'm here with my buddy John. You guys know him, you love him. He does a spectacular job of serving this stuff to the community. But my friend, what do we have going today?
So I figured I'd come in and bring you a couple of the steaks we've run a sale on. Show the people what they look like, show them what they're about.
Let's do it. Talk to me. Before we get too far, what did you season this with? And give me the nuts and bolts of it here.
These are our sale New York strips of the week. They are Black Angus choice grade strips, New York strips, and they are seasoned with Cattleman's brisket and steak seasoning.
And I have been hearing a lot about the Cattleman's seasoning stuff. I hear it is just, we had some at Dick's Food Store and their stuff, and then you use it as well. These guys are good, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're about to find out here. Why don't you cut me off a little piece of this steak? Let's check it out. Man, you know, it's a rough job here, showing up and having to eat this delicious steak. Man, it just slices right on through there, doesn't it? You the man, brother. You the man. I still haven't figured out how to take TV bites because you just can't with this. Our seasoning just goes through the whole thing too. Brother, I don't even have words on this. It's good. You did good, as always. Spectacular steak. New York strips?
New York
strips, Cattleman's seasoning. Good stuff. The Chop and Block Victoria, we are proud to have them here. Go check them out, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.